You know, Brunel, the president says that African Americans who vote for him are forgetting his own legacy, the president's legacy. I want you to react to this.
The idea that you would give your vote away, that you would sit there and not even take the 15 minutes to walk across the street and vote.
Okay. He says, go vote. And African Americans in particular, who aren't showing out in the numbers that they did for him 4 years ago, and certainly 8 years prior, they're only hurting themselves. You say what?
I would say this, that African Americans need to get out of their emotions. The president is supporting Hillary Clinton, a person who has the FBI crawling all over her. She has at least 2 to 3 open criminal investigations with the FBI. Now, I wish the president would stand up for Pookie and Shantae and black people and Hispanics when the Department of Justice is breathing down our doors and when it's in our cities and when it's in our homes. So my thing is this, you've got to think about what they're going to say, anything to get your vote. That's what the Democratic Party does. They come in, they shuck and jive, they dance, they put on Emmy-winning performances, and then they don't do anything in the community.
But Brunel,
Donald Trump is saying $100 billion to inner cities.
But Brunel, one of the things I'm hearing in the president's message to African Americans, not only that they could be wasting their vote by not voting, I'm not kind of a double negative there, but that you're really wasting it if you go for Trump. So how do you, when you go back to African Americans, explain to them, well, on this, the president's wrong? What do you say?
What I would say is this. I challenge my African Americans and Latino Americans. Go into your inner cities. If you really want to know what the president has done in the last 4 to 8 years for inner city blacks and Hispanics, go into your inner cities. Look your fellow Americans in the eyes who are hopeless and hurting and crying and feel left behind. If you believe your fellow American deserves to live like that another 4 to 8 years under Hillary Clinton, who is under federal investigation, then you vote for Hillary. But if you believe that your fellow American deserves the right to the American dream, they deserve the right to that $100 billion over the next 8 years, they deserve the right to school choice, they deserve the right to be treated better than second-class citizens in their own country, get out of your emotions. Vote for your fellow American to have jobs and better education and a bite at the American dream. Don't fall for the Emmy-winning and Oscar performances. Go out there and vote for your fellow American to live a good, great life, like the president has worked hard for illegal aliens and refugees to live. We want a president that puts Americans first, not illegal aliens, not refugees. We want a president who's going to put our military first, our economy first, our NAFTA deal, schools first. We want a president that's going to fix the infrastructure of our country. And we all know from our souls that Hillary can't do that, especially given the fact that she's got those FBI investigations all over her. She is unfit. She needs to step down. We need a president in office who's a doer and a builder, and that is Donald J. Trump.
Holy cow. One of the things that Donald Trump says, and he shortens up the argument a little bit when he reaches to African Americans and says, what the hell have you got to lose?
Yes.
Are people ever offended by that, or do they just say, hey, that makes sense?
Let me tell you something. That 25% of African Americans that are living in abject poverty aren't offended. They are going to go out. If you were signed up 8 years ago and 4 years ago to vote Democrat under Obama, take that Democratic vote that did nothing for you and put it in a bank for Donald Trump for $100 billion over 8 years. To put it into the man who took $1 million from his father and turned it into $8 billion. Put that vote into a candidate that has not been in politics 30 years making broken promises like Hillary Clinton. Put it into the political outsider, Donald J. Trump. If he doesn't do what he's supposed to do in the next 4 years, then we vote him out. But let's give him a chance. Don't fall for the Oscar-winning performances being put on. You can't can't eat that. But the jobs and the money and the investment in communities that Donald Trump wants to put in our communities, we can eat that and we can feed our children with it.
Holy Toledo. Brunel, remind me not to argue with you in the future.
Hey, it's the truth.
All right, Brunel,
we all know from our
you.
souls that Hillary's not going to do anything. We know it.
Thank you very, very much. We will have more.
Thank you.
This.
God bless you.
Show you what's going on in some of these polls beneath the polls. A new Fox poll that shows 82% of African-American voters are supporting Hillary Clinton. But Donald Trump is making a very fervent pitch for those voters. This is from Tampa a few minutes ago.
Blacks for Trump. Thank you, fellas. That's so great. Thank you. That is great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, Trump advisor for African-American outreach, Brunel Donald Che in Chicago. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I think last time I butchered it, Brunel, but very good to have you.
It's great to be here. God bless you and God bless America. It's Brunel Donald Che.